Hello again, everybody. This is Derek, and I'm coming back at you with another Wargaming and Miniature video. In today's video, we're going to continue on with our store news update. And in today's store news, I've got some exciting news that I want to share, but I also have just the basics, like what I'm working on, what I've completed, supplies that I've gotten in, and product. So first of all, let's knock those four out real quick. What I'm working on is a commission for a customer. These are all Russian Napoleonic figures. There's over 175 uh, Pavlovian grenadiers, generals, and line infantry, and regular grenadiers, etc. For 5 battalions of line, a large battalion of grenadiers, and a, a bunch of Perry generals and warlord games. So that's what I'm currently working on. Steady, but steadily. It's a lot to do all at one time. So, as you know, I probably don't ever like to paint more than 4 battalions at a time. And this is 6 battalions plus generals. So I went ahead and primed them white, and we've gotten started by, I've gotten all the flesh and all the hair done. And then I started working on the horses. Well, the horses are pretty much done. The horses themselves, not the saddle blankets and stuff like that, but just the horse itself are all finished. And if I can knock out one color a day, I would be satisfied, because these are the colors that are still pending on these right here, and there's 6 colors. So if I can get them in one color a day on all of these, then well, don't forget washes and highlights and then basing, etc. But just these are the base coat, the initial coat, because then I still have to do the flags, and I still have to do the texturing of the base and all that. But these are the next 6, I should say, the next 6 paints. Green jackets, red collars and cuffs, black, which I don't use black, this is dark gray, boots, ammo pouches, and shakos. And then this is oily steel for the metallic parts. But there also should be brass and gold. There's some other colors that need to go on these as well, especially the Pavlov. They've got metal helmets, and then I've got uniform gray here for the uh, overcoats over here, and the bedrolls that are wrapped up over there. Okay, so I didn't mean to get off on a tangent, but that is what I'm currently working on. That's probably what I'll be working on for the next few weeks, actually. This this is what I started working on last week, so there's not really been any change in what's being worked on. Now, in the meantime, like in between, like when I've got some downtime or some, I like to not like, or like when I'm waiting for something to dry, or if I'm waiting for, like when I was gluing these together or something like that, I would pursue other projects just to fill the gaps. And one thing I finished was my measuring sticks. You can see that I've got a number of measuring sticks right here. Um, they used to be for Field of Glory. I had a number of measuring sticks at different lengths for Field of Glory. Like this one right here was for heavy infantry. So I had like yellow, red, blue, green measurements, and then the full length was also a measurement. And each one was, I had one for every type of troop, like heavy infantry, cavalry, skirmishers. I had one for like longbows, uh, ranges. Like, I do believe that this right here was crossbow and longbow lengths. Now, what I did was I abandoned that whole idea, right? And I decided to go with a Meg measuring stick. And Meg measures everything in base widths. So if you're using a different scale, if you're using 15 millimeter, it winds up being 40 millimeter base widths. But if you're playing 28 millimeter, it would be 60. So your measuring sticks would be scaled to your figure scale. Now, in my case, it's 40 millimeter because I'm playing 15 millimeters. And I'm going to do a video updating my ancients. These will also be included in that update, just so you know. These measurements, this is a 55, what is that? That is a 45 millimeter measurement. I tried looking at inches because I was thinking maybe it's imperial, but because I don't remember. It's 1 inch 3/4, which that's a weird measurement for a game. And that was probably one reason why I needed these measuring sticks, because if each measurement was, if I needed something that was measured at 1 inch 3/4, and then I needed something measured at 6 inches, this is weird. So that was probably one reason why I got away from Field of Glory, because each of these measurements is 40 millimeters or one base width, and depending on your unit type or troop type will determine how many base widths you move. It's pretty straightforward. So I went ahead and repainted those, and the reason why they're here is because I went ahead and dull coated them, because when I initially painted them, they were it was a semi-gloss red, and it really messed some things up. Okay, well, look wise, so now they're all dry, they're ready, they're good to go. Those are finished. So that was something that I finished this week. Also, something I'm working on is not miniature related. Well, it is miniature related, but it's not actually figurines on the table. I'm working on a video series called Meg Boot Camp. If you're interested in learning how to play Meg or what Meg is all about, you should check these videos out. I've only just begun. No, I can't sing. The first few chapters, like 5 chapters I've gone through, it's all pretty much a preamble. It's like, this is what you can expect from the rules, this is why we did it, and stuff like that. And that's all I've really gone over. And in the next video, and which is kind of good in a way, because each chapter kind of reveals one new topic or theory or concept. And so as I'm doing this video, these concepts are slowly being revealed to me, which is good. It doesn't just go, this is how combat is, boom, and then just throws all the combat mechanics at me. That's good. But I can see where it might be considered a little slow at first, because it's building up to the climax of learning how to do the combat. I think it's kind of cool, actually, but I also can see the point from if I personally was wanting to learn Meg from a video series, this might not be the way I would enjoy it the best. But I'm having a really good time filming it, and I'm having a really good time learning the rules. And so maybe if you watch it, you will too. That's what I'm hoping. Okay, so we got the Meg rules still in progress, so I'm still considered working on that. I'm working on these Russians. I just finished these measuring sticks, which really only took me one day to do. Another thing, I took some Old Glory Germans. This will be part of the update as well, but I went through my Germanic tribe miniatures and I opened up the Old Glory packages because they come in numbers of like 16 or 24, something like that, which is a very round number. But when I was looking at putting my tribe, and plus there's command packs as well, and so what I did was I opened all those up, and then I took out my own personal Ziploc bags, and I dropped the proper number of figures per battle group in the bags, right? And so I put like the command and all the early or late Germans in the bag, and then so basically now, and then I took all those bags and I put them in a larger Ziploc, and it basically created my own starter army for the Germanic tribes. So that's probably what I'm going to be working. It's guaranteed what I'm going to be working on after this. It's definitely going to be that Germanic tribe, of the Germanic tribe that I'm going to need for the Caesar campaign that I'm building my two armies for. I understand that okay, we'll get into that in the update. So I would recommend checking out another video that I'm about to make. It's my Roman update. So you should check, or my Ancients update. You should check that out. There's a lot of information I'm putting out about my Meg Roman army, the Germans, basing, stuff like that. Because I had an epiphany after doing the basing video. All right, and the last thing, well, not the last thing, the last bullet point is supplies. Well, I have gotten in a bunch of different scale boxes. I know that's not like an exciting thing, but I got a bunch of boxes in. I also got some bubble mailers, right? So, because I've noticed that I've been taking these books and I've been shipping them, but I have either been reusing old bubble mailers of people that have sent me stuff, or I've been using just regular envelopes, or I've been using boxes. And so basically it hasn't been an easy process, right? So what I did was, and speed and ease is, I'm all about that because I'm a lazy son of a bitch. But I ordered some bubble mailers on eBay. They're supposed to be 9.5 by 14 inside. It says 9.5 by 14 inside, and they're larger on the outside, like 10 by 16 or something like that on the outside, or whatever. So I ordered these, I got them in, and they are not bad. They're like 12 inches on the inside, maybe even less, maybe 8 inches across on the inside, and then maybe 12 inches deep. I can still put books in them, and they're just, what I need to do is pull out some of the books that I've got for sale and see if they will fit in there. But I basically got them so that I can mail out these books, and I'm very disappointed with them. I think they're smaller than advertised, so I'm waiting my 6 days so I can give negative feedback on this person, because normally I automatically just give positive feedback on everything because I think everybody sells me exactly what I want and I get it right when I want and everything's great. But when a product comes in and it's actually not what they told me it was going to be, you're going to get negative. And so that's that. So I got a couple of things with boxes in. I got some bubble wrap, not bubble wrap, bubble mailers. No, okay. So I guess that's all I got in were those boxes and those bubble mailers. And that is the store update. Now, there is a couple of interesting pieces of news that I want to share because it's going to be vital for the store. One of them is Old Glory's website is down. Um, I I figured it out, but I went to the Old Glory website and it kept saying 503 server not found or whatever, and then I thought it had something to do with my end, so I started making adjustments to my browser and stuff like that, and it still kept coming up the same. But I could browse every other website with no problem. So I went to their Facebook page, and they do have a post on there that says that the website will be down between the 1st and the 7th. So if you are shopping for some Old Glory on the Old Glory website, you can't, right? Not well. They said that you can email them orders, but who's ever going to do that? Okay, and because I do have an Old Glory order pending, I placed an Old Glory order for a bunch of ancients, um, filler, like units that I think each of my armies needed. So I went ahead and did that. There was no real specific reason to place an order other than the fact that they were having a Christmas sale. But don't have this is my thought process. Don't have a Christmas sale that ends on the 7th, right? Christmas in July or whatever they call it. Don't have a Christmas sale that ends on the 7th when your website is going to be down from the 1st to the 7th. That just didn't make sense. Um, but but that's okay. I went in. I placed an order for some Old Glory, and I have no idea when that's going to come in because I can't check because the website's down. Okay, but I got another email from Victrix. This was a very welcomed email. They're changing their policy for their retailers, their partners, as they would call them, which was me. Now there is no minimum order. That is a big, huge, massive deal for me because I have not been ordering but maybe once a year for Victrix because they used to have a massive minimum order. When I say massive, I mean I would have to order over $1,000. I think my last Victrix order was like $1,500. Mainly because they had a minimum of like no, it's more than 1,000. It was like $1,200 for a minimum order, and then shipping was like another $100 or something crazy like that. So it wound up being like $1,500 order. I can't do that every month or every other month. I can only do that maybe once a year. So I basically built up over time, saved up for a Victrix order. And I placed a huge Victrix order in and I got it in. But now they actually have a lower minimum order. It's zero now, a zero minimum order. So, which is going to allow me to order every month or every other month a smaller package of Victrix, and I'll get that in and replenish, missing figures or whatever that or I can like rotate my inventory, like one month have Romans, sell them, and then the next month have Numidians, sell them, and then go back to Romans. Or I can, just rotate, just get different things. I like to use the shotgun method where I just shoot a blast at the website and I pick and choose like random things, because I don't really know what everybody's going to want, and I just don't have the space to stock every product all the time, right? So I kind of rotate. So if you're interested in some Victrix, drop me an email. Let me know what pieces or parts you're actually looking for. Maybe I can put that on a list and include that in my next order. Uh, yeah, so that was a big news. Yeah, Warlord Games has they've done me very well in the past. They're one of my best partners, but I'm disappointed with Warlord in that all their current product is great, but the new stuff they're coming out with is stuff that I'm really not. I don't see the desire for it. I don't see personally, because remember, most of the stuff I carry is stuff that I enjoy painting or I enjoy playing with. I'm not going to stock a certain miniature just for the store that I personally don't put myself behind. If I had um, a brick and mortar retail store and I had a larger amount of inventory storage space, or a larger customer base, I might do that. Or like if I had a customer specifically that came in and said, "Oh, I really want to play um, third World War, Flames of War, whatever is that called, Team Yankee. I'm going to play some Team Yankee, and I need miniatures for Team Yankee." And he and his buddies play Team Yankee in the store. Even though I personally don't play it, I would stock it for them so they could pick and choose and get what they need and stuff like that. Because hey, that's just good money sense, right? But when it comes to my eBay store, and my storage area, I just don't have enough storage. I don't have enough money to stock everything I want to stock, and so I focus on things that I personally enjoy and can get behind. And Warlord Games has kind of gotten away from that right now. They've started introducing things like um, aliens uh, for their post-apocalyptic games, or zombies, or uh, ships for the large-scale war at sea kind of stuff. And I'm just not into any of that. So because of that, I've ha- and I have a very large box behind me. You can't see it. Not that box. There's two boxes down. It's a huge box. It's probably the largest box I have here in my storage. It is full of Warlord Games product. It has tanks, infantry from all eras. It has blisters and basing material, and basically a lot of stuff. But it doesn't fly off the shelf. It's not flying off the shelf. Stuff that I personally paint and put on my painted racks does fly, right? But there are, I guess, the people that would be buying Warlord just don't want, like these. They don't want to do it themselves. They want someone else to do it. So having said that, I only want to order Warlord games when I have a need. Like I've painted a bunch of Romans and now I need to reorder some Romans. Yeah, I'll put an order in. But lately I've been doing a lot of commission work, and it hasn't been from that large box, so there's no need to restock that large box. Let's do a recap real quick before I end the video. Boxes have come in. Bubble mailer I'm disappointed with. new product. I haven't really gotten any new product in, but I do have an Old Glory order coming in. And I think I'm going to go through some of my Old Glory that I bought for my personal collection, and realizing that it's going to take a minute for me to get to it, I think I might just put it up on the store and let you take advantage of it while if I need it, I can always reorder it. Okay, uh, so that's the product, and what I've been working on is the Romans, these Russian uh, Napoleonic figures, and what I finished was really not a whole lot, but these sticks. I'm also working on the Meg Boot Camp, and I should have an update on my Ancients here coming up. All right, guys. Oh, and plus Victrix went to a no minimum order, and I'm super digging that. Oh, Wargames Atlantic. Let's talk about Wargames Atlantic just for a second. I had an order out in May, April. In April, okay. I put an order in April. It had a bundle of World War II figures. Now these are all 28 millimeter Wargames Atlantic World War II. So they had this special on this bundle, so I went ahead and ordered it. That was in April. We had May, June. So I contacted them in May. It was a month after I ordered. And I said, where is my order? Right? I knew it was on back order, but I was just wondering, like, what's the status? And they said, it'll be coming in the middle of June, like around the 15th. So I put a note in my calendar to contact them on the 15th. So I haven't. But it's now July. And so, because I figured if they got it in on the 15th, I wouldn't get it on the 15th. I'd get it a couple of weeks later. But I get a weekly email from Wargames Atlantic, and they have not made any note of when that. They're waiting for a specific box. It's a Century box. I think it's British Centuries or German Centuries, and they're not shipping anything else until that one box comes in. So I'm waiting for it. And I checked the website, and it keeps saying pending or whatever. And I'm getting a little upset about it because that was a fairly large bundle that I ordered in April, and it's now in July, and I haven't received it. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. You know what I mean? Because I wish I had gotten that in May or even in June so that I could have put it up on my website for you guys to buy it. Or I could paint some of these models because Wargames Atlantic usually makes some really good models. And I'm starting to run low on the Wargames Atlantic models that I actually have in stock. So, and I'm not putting another order in, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to put another order in to Wargames Atlantic until they fulfill my order. Plastic Soldier Company. I've been thinking about putting another order in for Plastic Soldier Company. So if you're interested in any of that, drop me a message. Let me know that there is something at Plastic Soldier that you would like me to order and put up on the store, or that you want to special order it or whatever. I'd be glad to do that for you. I can include it in with my orders. But I've been thinking about restocking the Battle Group books because those sell like hotcakes, and that's one reason why I got the bubble mailer. So I want to make sure that the Battle Group books will fit in there. I instead of ordering one at a time, because that's what I've been doing. I've been taking Battle Group and I'll go on their spreadsheet. I'll go 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. This time I think I might go 2 2 2 2 2, mainly just because they sell crazy. It's the Battle Group game is just an awesome game, and it sells. And then Meg should be from them as well. But the last time I looked on their spreadsheet, they have the figures and a few of the rule pieces like dice and cards and stuff, but I didn't see the rule book. I'm gonna have to double check that again, or maybe they were just out of stock. Because I want to get a bunch of those in and include those with my battle group so we can sell those. And I've been thinking about getting the North Ag stuff. Basically, from what I understand, it's battle group, but with moderns. I thought about getting some of that and maybe some of their 10 millimeter, or is it 12 millimeter um, figures for the modern era. I thought about getting some leopards and some T80s or whatever, just to see what those are all about. Even though that they don't have a very large selection there. Plus, maybe some Pacto armies for Meg in their Ultracast, and I can always just put those on the shelf. So yeah, I've been thinking about branching out a little bit with Plastic Soldier. All right, guys, thanks for coming out and checking out this video, and I'll see you in the next one.